LoneKimono is one of the base techniques in the Kempo system, and in the Parker system. And so when you do the base technique, basically you grab and break his arm and chop him in the side of the neck or the throat when you do that. So you've got this, again, you've broken this, you bring him down, and you chop him in the throat. Now he's just standing there. And to effect a takedown, what you can do is, once you do this, and you get him up, okay? So his center of gravity is up, yours is down. When you get this part, when you get the elbow down, you see where he's going? You can actually take the guy all the way down on that angle of cancellation. So when you did this, one, he goes up, you can just take him all the way down. And sometimes you can turn a little bit when you do it. So you 1, 2, and you get him down this way. So you get him all the way down. So instead of just a little yank, so you get borrowed force, so you can chop him in the throat or the neck. If you need to put the guy on the floor, one, this anchor, see how he's got to step this way? If you keep going this way, that puts him on the floor, and then again, this knee would come up to attack something. So you go 1, 2, 3, if you need to break the arm again to get the guy down. So now you're dealing with an attacker who is hands on the ground, knees on the ground, instead of standing up. And if he's really tough, if you do this, and you go like this, and you want to hit him in the shoulder, and you miss. Now again, he's still standing here, and he's got another arm and legs, and he wants to fight. Maybe he didn't quite break his arm. So as you're doing that, when you get him up to here, anchor this really good. Go this way. Okay? So now he's 3/4 of the way to the floor. So the knee strikes, put him down the rest of the way. So again, you can get him down, you can control the person really quickly instead of just keeping him standing up in front of you, which I don't like to do. So that's the first part. Now, what's common in this is on the arm break, people doing a lot of variations trying to get the arm in position. So there's a lot of like trying to manipulate the arm and get this, and sometimes it's easier just to go for it. So you just go for this, and either you get it or he sees it coming, maybe he rolls his arm. Okay. The point being is that you have to get used to this position. So you have to think, I was trying to break this guy's arm, and I want to go this way, and he rolls it. And so this is one of your what ifs of, well, the technique didn't work, what do I do? At this point, you can't just say, can we try that again? In class you can, but not with a real attacker. So when you did this, right, you can just grab his head, okay? So you want to grab the skull, not the neck. Your shoulder goes up, this goes down, put him on the floor. Okay? So I'll show you the position. So you get a bent arm, okay, like this. Okay? If he's really tall and you can't reach his head, you can just pull him in a little bit and then grab him. So you want to make sure that you get the head off line here. Okay? This one can just like go and grab the elbow, put him on the floor that way if you need to. But the important thing is that when you get that, if he gets to here, this takes his skull. So you have the skull here, this one's going down. If you see his elbow come up, this puts the pressure right on the shoulder. So if the head is twisting here again, you have that takedown. So just taking that through here. You can step forward, you can pull him into you and go, or if you did this, you can just push in front of him and get it. Okay? Make sure your shoulder goes up so he can't hit you in the head at the elbow. So that checks that off. So when the head's down here, you can put him down. So if you have that position, you need to see this position. So this can just move him a little bit. So you can come into the elbow to hook him, just kind of like you do with snapping twig, but you're on the bottom or the extensions. So when you did that, or if you got on top of it, you just move the shoulder a little bit, so that pulls his head in. Okay? So from here, you can take steps. Step forward, you can come down forward, you can spin around a bit. So when you get to this, if you step forward, you can step on his foot, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Then if you circle around, you can take him down that way. So the position is the important thing. That you got this, and you're thinking, what do I do from this? I messed this up. Okay? Either or he messed it up. So you did this. See how that moves him? So in one of the extensions, you can do this, and this strike goes to the body. If you take that, you go this way. Now you've got that. So you have this takedown. This can actually pull this off if you need to, or it's like the elbow. Either of those will work. But the important thing is get the skull You're getting twisted, so you can do that takedown. So that getting through here, wow, that didn't work. I need you to come down a little bit, okay? So if you bring him down, or if you went up, you charge forward and you get that, so you get the skull this way. You can still take him down either way. Of course, if you did this and the other arm came in, you want to take that arm and wrap him up and take him down. So that's a basic tie-up you see in a bunch of martial arts, Filipinos. That's why I learned it first, with stick and dagger work, but it works here really well. So if you got this, you get this tied up this way, and you're just pushing down to the ground. So let me show you a little bit about that takedown. So it doesn't matter if your arm's broken or not. If this goes over with your palm up, he's going to come right into the web of your hand. So this can come off your body, okay? And now you've got the arm bar this way. This can be a wrist lock as well, okay? So when you get this, now from this position, you can circle around, put the guy on the floor. You can, this one's particularly nasty if you do this and just drop down. Okay, it's a really bad takedown. And then you can also take this into here. So you can take this as a standing control. Okay, so you've got the arm locked, and you can say, "Walk with me, please," if you can. Okay, knock the person down that way. If you get to this can go all the way to the head. You can buckle him out and break his arm this way, and then follow with knee strikes and things. So that can go all the way to here. Okay, and if you want to keep him tied up, you should keep him to this. So his arm is locked. This arm is locked right in here. Turn around so you can see it. So this arm is locked on this one. This one will be on his back. Anywhere here, so you're keeping his arms locked between them. Pressure here on the back of this keeps the lock on. If he starts to slide out, you just slide down his arm. You can put him all the way on the floor. So that tie-up it's a universal. It's good to do it from LoneKimono. It's a good way to remember it and learn it. But anytime you have the arms, like if you have this, and the guy did something, that tie-up is really good. And one more version of it is if you did that, is to take this and drop your arm here this way. So keep your elbow anchored. You got a hold of this really good. His head's here, this hand's free, okay? And he's tied up nice, so if you need to walk him somewhere, or if you need to then put him on the floor, I'll just do it. This is the angle from this side, okay? I'll show this really slowly. You want like this, the elbow jumps in here, okay? And if you're not really strong out here, anchor your elbow to your body, okay? So when you have this, okay, all of this is nice and tight. And you also have this wrist lock potential as well, okay? If that's not enough, you have another hand. You can put them down. So that arm tie-up is really good, really important, and LoneKimono is a really good place to learn it because most people won't just grab you like this and stand there. If they're grabbing you, here comes the punch. And if you don't stop it, it's coming. So it's a really easy way to handle it. And one more thing on that is when you start to do this, if you're late, it just goes this way. So if you're early, you get this and you get on top of it, and you can circle it down. But if you get in here, you can go this way. Now you're going to take down that we did from attacking mix. So you just tie the person, and you're going like, whoa, head, and push down to the floor. Okay. So, or if you'd even like, then you just an arm bar. So you can arm bar that arm, but takedown's pretty nice. So if you get underneath it, you're going, whoa, and you get to this, that's the direction. You want to step and put them down. So those are some takedowns and variations and things you can do with LoneKimono. There's a bunch more, but that's a good start.